Good afternoon. So today I am looking at this clamp meter, AC/DC clamp meter. AC clamp meters, very common, been around for years. DC, they've been around for years as well, but they're less common. Certainly your cheaper clamp meters don't do DC. This one does. It wasn't cheap. I don't know how you say that name. DE. And it's the DE3112. Normally very accurate, but if I turn this one on, it's showing 26 amps. So it's clearly got a bit of a fault, and we're going to try and find out what it is. It's a shame to throw this in the bin. These were quite expensive. It's been a brilliant tool. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. It's normally a couple of AA batteries. I'm not sure exactly what to expect, but that's the little ribbon cable going to the Hall effect sensor, and also the whatever sensors in there, to get the readings from the clamp meter, the clamp. Obviously nice big microprocessor there. I've had the board out before. Actually, there's nothing on the other side of this circuit board except the display, the switch, and these two buttons. So it's all on this side of the board. And because the fact that it's showing minus 26, not 20, 26 amps, it makes me think there's a power supply issue. I know that these things are using a certain amount of analog, and they'll probably need a plus and minus rail. There's just two AA batteries in there giving 3 volts. Now, almost lost a screw there. So I straight away recognise this chip here, and if I try and read the number for that chip, bear with me while I read that number. 7660. I'm just going to look up 7660. Yeah, it's a switched capacitor voltage converter, which presumably giving 3 volts in, it should generate minus 3 volts. And the output pin is pin 5 and ground is pin 3. So the ground was pin 3. I've left it switched on, I'm assuming. I haven't, okay. Switched on, and it's still showing an error. Well, an error, incorrect reading. So I'm trying to get onto pin 3 as ground, and this pin here as output. And can you see? No, the lens flare, sorry, flare on the display. And 0.25 volts, which is not correct. Input 3 volts. I think there should be minus 3 volts there. So suggesting there's a little problem with that thing. And the reason I suspect that is I have had this apart already, and I'm just going to take a soldering iron and heat this chip up. Look at it's drying. See, by heating that up, we've now got it down to 10 volts, 10 amps. and as it's cooling down it's going back up again. It's like this chip is trying to go. That's a little charge capacitor for it there, and there'll be another capacitor there. The two capacitors that this chip uses. Would have thought these were really reliable little chips. I've not known if anyone's got experience of them being unreliable. It's not coming to life. I've just a little update. I heated it up, got it hotter with the soldering iron. And so now if I probe that output, -3 volts. Oops, that was me. -3 on the output, +3 on the input. And if we now look at the display, it is now showing a couple of 100 milliamps. So that is actually now working. I am going to replace that chip, and we'll resume this video and see if that fixes the problem. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. I've ordered the chip, the 7660 little chip, the voltage converter. I had to buy 10. Gosh, they're only about £1 for 10 of them. Ridiculous. So put that there. So we're going to go ahead and just whip this old one out, whip that one in, and see if we've nailed it. Sorry about the noise in here. The fan's going. Alright, getting these out is not always that easy. Put a little bit of pressure on it and then run the soldering iron over all the legs. Come on, you bagger, don't knock the camera. There we go. And then the same again on this side. Come on. There we go. She's out. It's not too messy. It's okay when they've only about 8 legs on them, but when they've got more, that's not really possible. Right. I haven't actually checked the part number on this thing to see if it is the right one. Yep. Pin 1 is that way. Let's dip it in flux first, just to give the legs a little. To be fair, the camera is right in my way. I might just scoot over here for a second. Yeah, I'll put it in wonky, which is going to annoy me forever. wonky or not, it's nicely done. So let's see if that resolved our issue. Well, that's definitely more like it. Certainly not up at the saturation point of 25 amps. So I would like to think that's working. I will set up a little test in a second. And before, it didn't work at room temperature, it had to be heated up. I actually put soldering iron on the back of the chip and it eventually came to life. So I'm just going to turn my power supply on, which only goes up to 3 amps. You sometimes get a little bit more than 3 amps out of it. I will reset this again, just to 0 set it. Little spark. Yep, my meter says 3.15 amps and you're getting 3.27 on the clamp meter. So there you go. If you've got a problem with your clamp meter doing strange readings like that, worth checking whether it's got one of these chips and whether that's failed. It generates the minus 3 volt rail from a plus 3 volt supply. There you go. See you later.